This video is part 2 of a 3-part series on how to draw a servo motor using Fusion 360. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I encourage you to click the link either at the end of this video or in the description below and watch part 1 first before watching this video. Alright, so let's carry on with the design. Select line from Create again, turn on construction on the sketch palette and select the endpoint of the construction line we have just drawn in. Left click the mouse and extend the line vertically, leaving your finger off the mouse button, and enter 17.8 divided by 2 and hit return. Next we want to mirror that construction line by selecting Mirror from Create, upon which the mirror palette appears at the right side of the page. So we select the vertical construction line we have just drawn as the object. Then we select by the mirror line indicated in the mirror palette and select the horizontal construction line segment here. So we have one object selected and one mirror line selected, and we press OK. And there we have the mirror vertical line. Turn off the construction icon, select Line from Create, select the end of the upper vertical line by left clicking the mouse, extend a horizontal line with your finger released from the mouse button, and then left click when you see the blue X mark on the circle, and then you have a fully constrained horizontal line. Actually, we need to change this vertical line to a solid line by selecting it and then turning off the construction icon on the sketch palette, and also the lower vertical line too. Then we draw in the lower horizontal line in the same manner as we did above. As you can see, this sketch is fully constrained as indicated by the little padlock icon. I'll just move the dimensions further out. Next we'll round the upper and lower corners here. Select Fillet from Modify, select the upper line and then the vertical line on the right, and set the radius to 0.5 by entering 0.5 on the keyboard, and do the same for the lower corner. I'll just move the radius dimensions outside the servo body for visibility. Okay, check Show Profile on the sketch palette and press Finish Sketch. Select the circle and the remainder of the shape we have just created in the sketch while pressing the Shift key so that both shapes can be selected simultaneously. Select Extrude from Create and the Extrude palette appears on the right side. Input 2.8 for the extruding distance and hit return. The rest of the extruded body isn't showing, so we'll show the body by selecting the eye icon. Zoom out a bit and move the servo body to the center of the page using the Move tool. So we want to create a new sketch on a plane lying on the top surface here. Select the top face and select New Sketch from Create. I'll just turn off the body underneath and I'll turn on the sketches, or maybe just the previous one for now. Just zoom in, select Circle from Create, go to the center here, left click the mouse, release your finger and move out a bit, enter 13 on the keyboard and hit return. Now press Finish Sketch. Just go to Home here and also zoom in a bit, and let's show the rest of the body. Now select Extrude from Create and the Extrude palette appears on the right side of the page. Select the circle we have just created, enter 1.6 for the distance in the Extrude palette and press OK. Select the top circle and then select New Sketch from Create. I'll just hide the lower body. Select Circle from Create, left click on the center of the circle here, drag with your finger off the mouse button and enter 10 on the keyboard and hit return. Press Finish Sketch. I'll just show you the rest of the body. Select Extrude from Create and the Extrude palette appears. Select the circle we have just created and set the extrusion to a distance of 1. I'll just zoom out a bit and move the servo to the center of the page. Now let's select the select icon and select the entire servo body. Select Fillet from Modify, upon which the fillet palette appears on the right. enter 0.2 and hit return. Now the servo body no longer has any sharp edges but has been rounded off at a radius of 0.2 millimeters. So it's looking good. So that's more or less the servo body completed. You can go into more details if you want to. Now it's time to create a servo horn. Go to Create and select New Component and press OK. Now select the circular top of the somewhat invisible servo body and then select New Sketch. Okay, this dialog box appears and you want to select Capture Position. Okay, so our servo horn is the round type, so we'll need to select Circle from Create. I'll just open up the component folder here to see the sketch file. Left click the mouse at the center here, drag with your finger released, type in 24 and hit return. Select Circle from Create. This time we want a construction circle, so we'll select Construction on the sketch palette. Just zoom in a bit and left click the mouse at the center, drag with your finger released. This time type in 17 and hit return. With construction still activated, select Line from Create, left click the mouse at the center, release and extend horizontally until you reach the outer circle and left click the mouse again. And you should have a fully constrained horizontal construction line. Make sure the sketch file still shows the padlock icon. If it shows an editing pencil icon, then for some reason your line is not fully constrained and you'll need to press redo and try again. Do the same again, only this time from the center to the right side of the outer circle. Here I have hidden the servo body so we can see better. Okay, select Line from Create, left click at the center of the circle, drag a construction line at an acute angle deliberately past the outer circle, press Tab to activate the input of the angle of the construction line, enter 18, which means 18 degrees, and then hit return. Still not fully constrained, but that's okay. As you can see, we have two construction line segments lying outside the outer circle now, one at 18 degrees and the other extending horizontally. So let's choose Coincident from Constraints, then select the end of the angled line segment and then the outer circle. And then this line is constrained to the outer circle. Do the same to the horizontal line, and now we can see that the sketch is fully constrained. There we have a fully constrained construction line that extends at an angle of 18 degrees, which is 1/20th of the complete 360 degree angular distance about the origin. So let's mirror this angled construction line by selecting Mirror from Create, and the mirror palette shows up here at the right side of the page. The object we select is the construction line that is angled at 18 degrees. As you can see in the mirror palette, next to Objects is one selected. Now left click on Select for the mirror line and then go over to the horizontal construction line and select it. Then go back to the mirror palette and press OK. And now we have a new construction line that extends negative 18 degrees below the horizontal line. And the sketch is also fully constrained, so no problems there. Now select Circle from Create and go to the intersection between the upper angled construction line and the circular construction line. Left click and extend outwards with your finger off the mouse button. Enter 1.5 for a diameter of 1.5 millimeters and hit return. Okay, so I left that on construction, so I'll just select the circle we created and turn it into a solid line. Okay, now let's mirror the circle about the horizontal line by selecting Mirror from Create, and the mirror palette shows up here on the right side of the page with the circle we just created selected as the object. Left click on Select for the mirror line and then go over to the horizontal construction line and select it. Then go back to the mirror palette and then press OK. and there we have another little circle positioned exactly symmetrical to the horizontal line, and our sketch is fully constrained too. Actually, in hindsight, we didn't need to mirror the angled construction line first, but there's no harm in doing it. Select Circle again from Create and go to the intersection between the left horizontal construction line and the circular construction line. Left click and extend outwards with your finger off the mouse button. Enter 1.5 for a diameter of 1.5 millimeters and hit return. Okay, so I left that on construction again, so I'll just select the circle we just created and turn it into a solid line. Now let's do a vertical construction line from the origin. Left click at the origin and then at the outer circle. The sketch is still fully constrained, so that worked fine. I'll just change the vertical line into a construction line. Okay, so we want another 3 circles on the right side as well, so we select Mirror from Create and the mirror palette shows up on the right side of the page. We select each little circle. Now the mirror palette indicates that there are 3 objects selected, that is the 3 circles. Press Select next to Mirror Line in the mirror palette. Select the vertical construction line here and press OK. There we have 3 new circles in perfect symmetry with the other 3 circles. Now we need to draw in a few construction circles, so select Circle from Create. We're in construction mode. Just go directly to the origin, left click, drag radially outward with your finger off the mouse button, type in 14 and hit return. Then do the same again, only this time enter 20 and hit return. I'll just move the dimensions out of the road. We should also make a vertical construction line downward from the origin, so select Line from Create. Left click at the origin, release and extend vertically downwards, and just left click at the outer circle and we have another fully constrained vertical construction line. Select Line from Create, left click from the origin, extend upward toward the right slightly and left click at the outer circle. Note at the moment the sketch is not constrained. So as you can see, this line can be moved about the center, rotated about the center, so that's what it's like when it's not constrained. Next, select Perpendicular from Constraints. Select the construction line that extends leftward at 18 degrees. Then select our newly drawn construction line, and then instantly our new construction line extends perpendicular to our 18 degree line, making it extend at 90 plus 18 degrees or 108 degrees. As you can see, our sketch is now fully constrained. Next, select Circle from Create, turn off the construction icon on the sketch palette, left click at the intersection between our new construction radial line and the outer construction circle. Extend outwards with your finger off the mouse button, enter 1.5 and hit return. Select Mirror from Create, left click on the little circle we just made, and as you can see in the mirror palette at the right of the page, one object, the little circle, has been selected. Now we hit Select for the mirror line and then choose the mirror line, which is the vertical construction line here that goes through the center of the circle. Then hit OK on the mirror palette to get an exact copy on the left side of our little circle. Next, we create another little circle on the vertical construction line by selecting Circle from Create, left clicking at the intersection between the largest construction circle and the vertical construction line, dragging outwards with your finger released from the mouse button and typing in 1.5 and hitting return. Now we want to mirror these top 3 circles, so we select Mirror from Create and left click on all 3 circles while holding down Shift on your keyboard. As you can see from the mirror palette, 3 objects have been selected. Now we need to select the mirror line, so we press Select beside Mirror Line on the mirror palette. Now we select the horizontal construction line that passes through the center. Press OK on the mirror palette and we have 3 little circles at the bottom that are identical to the circles at the top. Now we need to draw similar circles, except they will lie on the construction circle having the smallest diameter. I will use the exact same method, so I will just speed up the camera and we'll just carry on. Okay, now let's hit Finish Sketch and select Home. I'll just zoom out using the mouse wheel with the cursor at the center. As you can see, the finished sketch is fully constrained. Actually, we'll right click on the sketch file and edit sketch to get to the sketch because I didn't have show profile checked on the sketch palette, so I'll just do that now and press the finish sketch button again. Now we'll select extrude from create so that the extrude palette shows up at the right side of the page. Select the profile you want to extrude, which is the entire contents of the circle minus all the holes. Enter a thickness of 2 and hit return. To continue, please click the link here to watch part 3 of this tutorial.